Namaste. I am here to speak about passenger handling. Airports with their complex infrastructure represent a central component of today's traffic system. With globalization, air travel has become more common and affordable in many countries. There is an increase in the number of passengers passing through airports. Handling of passengers as they pass through airports is high profile and at the core of the travel experience. For many, that may be the first and last contact they will have with airline staff on their journey. Increasing volumes of passenger traffic, security restrictions, check-in options and an increased demand for punctuality and profitability place pressure on those trying to deliver competitive and efficient passenger handling. Understanding the process involved and the mandatory and optional services and facilities available to departing and arriving passengers at airports is key to being able to meet these requirements as part of the travel experience. It is also essential to understand how these are coordinated across many organizations and stages of the process, including efficient monitoring and management of passenger flows. In this episode, we are going to learn about airport facilities for passengers, in-flight facilities, unaccompanied minor, types of check-in and customer services. First one is airport facilities for passengers. The layout and size of an airport varies from one city to another, the traffic load and the requirements of each country. Facilities in airports vary from the very simple and functional to elaborate complexes which are almost small towns in themselves. Passenger amenities include the following services that may not be revenue producing concessions, but provide the passenger with services that improve the travel experiences. That may be airport information centers, counters and kiosks. In increasingly competitive world of air travel, airports are using every marketing and public relations tool available to build a positive customer service image and make a favorable impression on travelers and visitors as they pass through their facilities. The customer service centers, information counters and kiosks strategically located in the terminal assist passengers and visitors by addressing their questions, comments or concerns. The range of services offered at such information centers might include flight, airport and city information, directions, lost and found, local phone calls, in-terminal paging service, valet and ground transportation coordination, etc. Next is paging systems and courtesy phones. A paging or phone service is used primarily to locate persons within the terminal complex. Audio or visual paging systems allow both visuality and hearing impaired passengers to send and receive pages. The names of those being paged are announced through speakers inside the terminal and also displayed on monitors throughout the airport. Next is Wi-Fi. Many airports have added free Wi-Fi high-speed internet access as an amenity for travelers. Some offer Wi-Fi access throughout the entire airport, while others may limit access to specified areas of the terminal complex or waiting areas. In addition, many airline club lounges offer their own free or fee-based Wi-Fi access. Next is computer recharging stations. The convenience of charging a computer or a phone at the airport adds to customer satisfaction. These services offer passengers a way to stay connected and remain productive while traveling through the airport. The recharging stations are most conveniently located in waiting areas and hold rooms of the terminal. Providing convenient electrical outlets is a trend that is increasing in popularity at airports and has more recently been recognized by some airlines as a potential LOS enhancement to be associated with their particular airline brand. Next is wheelchair storage. Airlines provide escorts and wheelchairs to passengers transferring between flights if they request wheelchair assistance. All elevators, concessions and restroom terminal building must accommodate wheelchair users to meet ADA requirements. Wheelchair storage should be located to minimize the average amount of time needed to reach any gate in a single concourse. Next is electric passenger carts. Electric carts, that are typically referred to as golf carts, are used at many larger airports to supplement wheelchairs, especially when long distance are involved and an APM system is not used. These carts can range in capacity from 3 to 10 passengers, with larger carts at major connecting hubs. Airlines may also use electric carts to expedite connecting passengers who would not normally require assistance when flights are late. Corridors should be wider when electric carts are in use and the passenger volumes are high to avoid accidents and injuries. Next is passenger luggage carts or trolleys. Luggage carts can be considered both an amenity and a revenue source, whether provided free as a passenger service or for a fee. Airport lounges. An airport lounge is a lounge owned by a particular airline. Many offer private meeting rooms, phone, fax, wireless and internet access and other business services along with provisions to enhance comfort such as free drinks and snacks. At lounges, passengers will also find more comfortable seating, quieter environments and better access to customer service representatives than in airport terminal. Access to airport lounges may be obtained in several ways. Travelers flying internationally in first class or business class are often offered free access in their days of travel. Larger airlines often operate member-only lounges for premium passengers. Besides offering more comfortable seating, lounges usually provide beverages like coffee, water, soft drinks, juice. Lounges also provide snacks like fruit, pastries and cheese. They generally offer television, newspapers and magazines. Phones are spread out throughout the lounges. Free Wi-Fi facility is also provided. Some airline lounges also provide extensive luxuries such as full buffet meals, massage services and even swimming pools. Next is duty-free shops. International airports have duty-free shops where travelers are not required to pay the usual duty fees on items. Duty-free shops sell variety of items such as jewellery, clothing, perfumes, cameras, electric goods like watches and leather goods on which no duty has been levied, thus making their prices considerably lower than city retail shops. Next is food and beverages. Food courts and other self-service units, full service restaurants, coffee stand and vending machines are also available. Most international airports have shops and food courts. These services typically provide the passengers food and drinks before they board the aircraft. Many familiar food chain restaurants have opened branches in large airports to serve the passengers. Next is car rental. Counters representing the well-known car hire companies of the region. The most famous car hiring companies in almost all parts of the world are Europcar, Avies, Hertz, Budget, National, etc. Next is insurance. Desk manned by insurance company agents or automatic machine which dispense policies to those who wish to make last minute arrangement for such coverage. And there are other services and facilities that include airport meters or greeters, well-wishers and airline or airport employees, restrooms, services for disabled and special passengers, toilets, nurseries and changing rooms, news or gifts, specialty retail, apparel, gifts, sunglasses, jewellery, personal care or health products, entertainment products such as movies, music, etc., pre-packed food and services like massage, spa, pay-per-use passenger lounges, business centers, currency exchange, luggage storage and wrapping, hair salon, barber, dry cleaners and valet services, medical services, shoe shine, post office, car parking, other shops, banks and hotel reservations. Next is in-flight facilities. Several facilities and services are provided to the passengers by the airlines to make their journey comfortable. In-flight or cabin services include providing meals, drinks and entertainment. There are also communications and shopping facilities. The cabin services will vary from one airline to another and also depending on the class of travel. First class passengers are provided highest available service and amenities. Today's new planes have sophisticated seat back computers loaded with more movies than most multiplex cinemas or wireless setups that stream content to passengers' smartphone or tablet. Apart from this in-flight entertainment, this also includes internet connectivity, interactive maps and surround sound audio. Freshen up facilities. When the passengers need to freshen up, they can find washrooms at the end of the economy class cabin and at the very front of the first class cabin. Throughout the aircraft, water is suitable for drinking. However, for passengers' convenience, specially iced water fountains are also located. Meals or breakfast or snacks. All the airlines provide meals or breakfast or snacks, tea or coffee, cool drinks, ice creams, etc., depending upon the time of the day. Totally, it is a worldwide convention to serve passengers with food on long flights. But however, today many low cost carriers do not offer complimentary food and drink, but instead charge extra for these services. Bar services. This is available on most international flights and on many domestic services. A charge is normally made to economy class passengers for alcoholic beverages, but are complimentary for first class passengers. Lounge areas. Depending upon the airlines and the type of aircraft, a lounge may be provided for the use of first class passengers. This permits them to move during flight from their assigned seat to the lounge for bar service and to converse with other passengers. In some international day and night flights, sleeperates and eye shades will be offered. Blankets are available to every passenger. Aircraft duty free shop. Many airlines offer items for sale during the flight. These are sold duty free on international flights. In-flight entertainments. Newspapers, magazines, children books, toys, etc. are available on most flights. Apart from this, internet, movies, music will also be available. Next is unaccompanied minor. An unaccompanied minor is a child who is travelling alone or his parents are booked and seated in a different compartment, or a child who has reached his 5th but not his 12th birthday. Airline policies as per the designated age of an unaccompanied minor vary. However, they are usually applicable to a child who is travelling alone and aged between 5 to 12 years of age. Each airline is responsible for the safe delivery of the unaccompanied minor to the receiving carrier at the transfer station or to final destination. For this purpose, it is recommended that airlines use a form to track the movement of each individual unaccompanied minor in its care. In this respect, it has to be ensured that the form is properly completed at the time of handover, after boarding and disembarking from the aircraft. It is an important tool to track the movement of unaccompanied minors at each handover point. While the number of unaccompanied minors carried on each aircraft is left to the discretion of each airline, it is recommended that cabin crew ensures that ground staff have seated unaccompanied minors together in closed toilets but never near an emergency exit. They check on unaccompanied minors frequently throughout the flight. They do not serve alcoholic beverages to unaccompanied minors. They supervise unaccompanied minors during meal times. They provide a special safety briefing. Next is identification. Airlines should use a special identification tag or badge for unaccompanied. They should have travel documents like tickets and other travel documents including baggage identification tags, health certificates, etc. of unaccompanied minors should be carried in the charge of the senior cabin crew. When this is not possible, these documents may be retained by the minor, preferably in a wallet provided by the carrier. Next is types of check-ins. Check-in is usually the first procedure for a passenger when arriving at an airport. Check-in options and procedures vary among airlines. Check-in can be by any one of the following methods. First one is manual check-in. Manual check-in procedures will differ depending on the station and airline requirements, and it is important that stations have the necessary local procedures in place and staff are trained to implement them. Next is automated check-in. This is performed using a computerized departure control system. Departure control system allocates seat numbers, print bag tags and boarding passes. It contains comprehensive information related to the flight, the destination and the individual passenger for passenger ground service agents. Next is off-site or off-airport check-in. This can be done via internet. This is also called online check-in. This allows the passenger to check in via a personal computer connected to the internet by visiting the airline website and print a boarding pass and itinerary after a successful check-in. Off-site check-in can also be done via mobile phone. Mobile phone check-in enables airlines to send two-dimensional barcodes directly to a passenger's mobile phone or personal digital assistant or smartphone. Passengers simply register their mobile numbers with their airline at the time of booking to receive a text message with a 2D barcode or instructions to download it. Next is kiosks check-in. Self-service check-in kiosks are machines that allow passengers to check in and issue their own boarding card. There are two types of kiosks. They are dedicated kiosks that facilitate self-service check-in for one carrier and common use kiosks that allow passengers to check in on multiple airlines using the same. Shared kiosks. Self-service check-in kiosks are usually located in the airport check-in area but can also be found in off-airport locations such as hotels. Enhanced passenger facilitation. Common use self-service check-in kiosks. It is provided by the airport at a fee and the participating airlines can use this facility. The kiosks is generally shared with other airlines. CUSS, that means common use self-service kiosks at the airports provide the passengers with display schedule, quotes fare, makes reservation, verify reservation, purchase a ticket, obtain boarding pass, obtain baggage tags, provide boarding access, provide general service information, change reservation or revalidation, provide automated reassurance. Next is common user terminal equipment, CUTE. Common user terminal equipment system allow an airport to make gates and tickets counters common use. These systems are known as agent facing systems because they are used by the airline agents to manage the passenger check-in and boarding process. Next is common use passenger processing systems, CUPPS. Common use passenger processing systems describes the range of services, specifications and standards enacted to enable multiple airlines, service providers or other users to share physical check-in or gate podium positions. The major benefits of common use passenger processing systems are efficient use of expensive facilities on and off airport, thereby reducing the need for facility expansion, flexibility for accommodating flight segment additions or deletions by carriers in the use of space, the ability for an application provider to maintain a single CUPPS complaint application that will be seamlessly functional on any CUPPS platform regardless of the particular platform provider. A platform that can easily accommodate various peripheral devices in support of business processes. An enabler for improved customer service. It is a flexible architecture to easily accommodate alterations in the passenger processing flow. It is an accommodation of the flow of data between emerging and evolving airport and airline systems as mutually agreed upon between the platform provider and application provider. It is an improved flexibility for system upgrades and new versions of software and hardware, enhanced case of access to new markets with overall predictability of cost magnitudes from a technology deployment standpoint. Next is advanced passenger processing. The purpose of advanced passenger processing is to screen passengers before they are accepted to travel to their chosen destination. It is a security clearance process. Next is customer service. Importance of customer service. Customer service can be defined as the interactive process between a customer and a service personnel. Customer service involves a set of behaviors that a business undertakes in its interaction with its customers. The needs of a customer influence the way he or she behaves with airline personnel. Therefore, it is essential to understand the driving forces behind a customer behavior in order to satisfy their needs efficiently. In today's scenario, providing excellent customer service is important in order to ensure that customers return. Customers' loyalty can be built only by providing good customer service, which in turn helps to make good business sense. Customer service in the airline industry is critical for the survival of air carriers around the world. Next is customer service skills. While handling the passengers, the following steps have to be followed. Preparation for handling, customer friendly language has to be used, listening actively, questions should be asked only when appropriate, difficult situations should be handled tactfully and intelligently, proper communication skills, right body language, positive attitude of service personnel and telephone etiquette. Last one is conclusion. In the course of air travel passengers are handled at the airport. Airports provide a number of facilities for passengers. Self-service check-in counters are available at many airports, which help in faster and efficient handling of passengers. A number of facilities and services are available on board the aircraft for passengers. Thank you.